You are not late. You are not sabotaged. And as painful as it is to admit, no one stole your future. What's happening is far simpler and far more brutal. You are aligned with the wrong version of yourself. Every morning, you wake up believing something is missing. More motivation, more time, more money, more luck. But reality doesn't work that way. Life does not respond to what you desire. It responds to what you repeat. Every small decision you treat as harmless, sleeping 5 more minutes, skipping the workout, postponing the hard conversation, accepting the same standards, is a silent vote. And you have been voting for the same variant for years. The variant that knows exactly what must be done, but doesn't do it. The variant that consumes content about growth, but lives the same life. The variant that believes awareness is enough while acting on autopilot. Awareness without alignment changes nothing. It only makes you more frustrated. Because now you know, and still you keep choosing wrong. The life you want is not far away. It already exists, parallel, available. The only thing separating you from it is the identity you refuse to let die. And until that identity breaks, no amount of thinking, planning, or dreaming will ever change your reality. If this feels uncomfortable, good. It means something inside you recognizes the truth. This is not a motivational video. This is not content to make you feel better about your life. This is a confrontation. Because the moment you truly understand this, you can no longer pretend you don't know why your reality looks the way it does. Every outcome you're living is the result of alignment, not luck, identity, not chance, repetition, not coincidence. And if you stay until the end of this video, you'll see exactly why discipline, not motivation, is the only way to shift into a different reality. If this message resonates, subscribe to the channel, not for entertainment, but as a signal that you're ready to stop repeating the same life. Now pay attention, because what comes next is where most people mentally check out. You don't live the life you want. You live the life your identity allows. Reality is not random. It is selective. Every version of your life already exists. Successful, disciplined, powerful, focused, and also weak, distracted, inconsistent, stuck. What decides which one you experience is not desire, it's identity. Your identity is the filter. It determines what feels normal to you, what you tolerate, what you repeat, what you walk away from, and what you never even attempt. Most people think change starts with action. They're wrong. Action is the consequence. Identity is the cause. You don't wake up one day and suddenly become disciplined. You first decide, consciously or unconsciously, what kind of person you are. And once that decision is made, your brain works tirelessly to keep your life consistent with it. If you see yourself as someone who tries, you will always try and stop. If you see yourself as someone who knows what to do, you will always know and delay. If you see yourself as someone who is almost there, you will live permanently on the edge of change. Identity is not what you say, it's what you protect. Look at your habits. They are not random. They are loyal. Loyal to the version of you that avoids discomfort, that negotiates with discipline, that waits to feel ready. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. Your reality is not punishing you. It's agreeing with you. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you reinforce an identity. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you strengthen alignment with the same variant. That's why motivation never lasts, because motivation tries to fight identity, and identity always wins. If you want a different reality, you don't need a new strategy. You need an identity rupture, a clean break. Not a goal, not a plan, a decision about who you are and who you are no longer allowed to be. Until that decision is made, every action you take will collapse back into the same life. Because reality doesn't respond to effort, it responds to identity. Nothing changes your life in one day, but everything in your life is decided by what you repeat. People think reality shifts with big decisions, quitting a job, starting a project, making a bold promise. That's comforting and false. Reality collapses through repetition, quietly, relentlessly, without drama. Every version of your future exists as a probability. What collapses one into your lived experience is not intention, it's consistency. Your brain doesn't care about what you want, it adapts to what you do often. If you repeat procrastination, your nervous system learns delay as safety. If you repeat discipline, your nervous system learns effort as normal. This is why one bad day is never just one bad day. It's a vote. And repetition doesn't need intensity, it needs loyalty. You don't ruin your life by failing once. You ruin it by normalizing failure. By telling yourself it doesn't matter. By calling it balance. By pretending tomorrow will fix what today avoided. The universe doesn't listen to words. It observes patterns. And patterns are honest. That's why you can feel motivated, inspired, aware, and still be stuck. Because awareness without repetition doesn't collapse anything. Most people live in a dangerous illusion. They believe change is coming. But their days look the same. Their choices feel the same. Their excuses sound the same. And repetition keeps selecting the same outcome. Here's the brutal truth. Every time you repeat a behavior, you are telling reality, this is who I am. This is what I choose. Make this permanent. That's how identities solidify. That's how futures lock in. Discipline works not because it's heroic, but because it's repetitive. Small actions, unemotional actions, done even when they feel meaningless. That's how a probability collapses into certainty. And once a pattern stabilizes, changing it becomes painful. Not because change is hard, but because breaking repetition feels like dying to the old version of yourself. And that's exactly why most people never do it. Discomfort is not a problem, it's a signal. Every time you move toward a different reality, your body resists. Not because the path is wrong, but because it's unfamiliar. Your nervous system is designed to protect the known, not the best. That's why comfort feels safe, even when it's destroying you. When you try to wake up earlier, your body fights back. When you try to stay consistent, your mind negotiates. When you try to raise your standards, fear shows up uninvited. That resistance is not failure, it's confirmation. You are leaving the territory of the old identity. Most people misinterpret this moment. They feel discomfort and assume something is wrong, so they retreat. They go back to what feels normal, back to distraction, back to delay, back to the same reality, and call it self-care. But discomfort is the exact point where reality begins to shift. Pain is the cost of switching variants. If it feels easy, you're not changing anything. If it feels familiar, you're repeating. Growth feels like loss because it is loss. Loss of habits, loss of excuses, loss of the version of you that survived by avoiding effort. Your mind will tell you to slow down, to be realistic, to wait until conditions improve. That voice is not wisdom, it's preservation. And preservation keeps you trapped in the same outcome. Every time you choose discomfort voluntarily, you send a clear message to reality. This version of me is no longer in control. That's how alignment shifts, not through force, but through refusal to retreat. The pain you're avoiding is the doorway, and the longer you delay walking through it, the longer you stay loyal to a life you already know you've outgrown. Discipline has nothing to do with feeling ready, and everything to do with who is in control. Most people wait to feel like acting. That's why they stay weak. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation asks, "Do I feel like this today?" Discipline states, "This is who I am regardless." That's the difference. Discipline is not inspiration. It's enforcement. It's the moment you stop negotiating with the version of yourself that wants comfort. Because every time you negotiate, you reinforce the wrong identity. You tell your brain, effort is optional. Standards are flexible. Consistency depends on mood. And the brain adapts perfectly to that rule. Discipline works because it removes choice. No debate, no emotional vote, no discussion. You don't go to the gym because you're motivated. You go because that's what this identity does. You work when it's boring. You train when it's inconvenient. You show up when no one is watching. That's not intensity. That's law. The strongest people are not the most driven. They're the least negotiable. They don't rely on willpower. They eliminate friction. They structure their life so the disciplined action is the default action. And that's why discipline changes reality faster than any mindset technique ever will. Because identity enforced through action collapses probability aggressively. Every disciplined repetition says, "This is non-negotiable. This is permanent. This is who I am now." And reality responds immediately to what is enforced consistently. Not what is desired, not what is planned, what is lived. The moment discipline becomes automatic, the old variant starts starving. It loses attention. It loses reinforcement. It fades. Not because you fought it, but because you stopped feeding it. That's how real change happens. Not with a breakthrough moment, but with silent enforcement every single day. You don't transition into a new reality while holding on to the old one. That's the lie most people live in. They want change without loss, growth without sacrifice, a new identity without letting the old one die. It doesn't work like that. Every reality demands exclusivity. If you keep the same routines, the same environments, the same comforts, the same excuses, you are voting to stay exactly where you are, no matter how aware you become. You cannot build a new life on top of the habits that created this one. Something has to end. Not later, not gradually. Now. The version of you that procrastinates cannot coexist with the version that is disciplined. The version that avoids discomfort cannot walk into a stronger reality. The version that negotiates standards cannot demand a different outcome. One of them must lose. And this is where most people stall, because death, even symbolic death, terrifies the mind. Letting go feels irresponsible, extreme, unsafe. But what you call balance is often just fear in disguise. Fear of being alone, fear of being misunderstood, fear of outgrowing your environment, fear of not being able to go back. And here's the truth. If you can go back, you haven't changed. A real shift burns bridges internally. Old behaviors stop feeling like options. Old comforts start feeling foreign. Old excuses lose credibility. That's not obsession. That's alignment. You don't lose people, habits, or routines because you became better. You lose them because they belong to a reality you are no longer choosing. And the longer you delay this separation, the more energy you waste trying to live two lives at once. That tension you feel, that exhaustion, that's not effort, that's resistance. Resistance to letting go of who you already know you've outgrown. A new life does not arrive politely, it replaces. And it only replaces what you were willing to abandon. Most people think they haven't chosen yet. They're wrong. Not choosing is a choice, and it's one you've been repeating daily. Every time you delay, every time you negotiate, every time you tell yourself tomorrow, you are choosing again. You are choosing the same life. The problem is not lack of information. You already know what to do. The problem is lack of finality. You keep the door open. You tell yourself this is temporary, that this phase will pass, that one day you'll lock in and change. But as long as the old identity has an escape route, it will use it. Real change happens once. Not every Monday, not every new plan. Once. A moment where you stop asking, "How do I feel about this?" and start stating, "This is who I am now." That decision doesn't feel exciting, it feels heavy, because it removes the illusion of flexibility. From that moment on, your actions are no longer emotional reactions, they're confirmations. You don't wake up choosing discipline every day, you chose it once, and now you live with the consequences. That's why strong identities look effortless from the outside. The decision already happened. Weak identities feel exhausting because they are constantly undecided. Here's the truth most people avoid. If you don't choose deliberately, your environment will choose for you. Your habits will choose for you. Your fears will choose for you. And they will always choose the familiar. This is not about perfection, it's about irreversibility. About crossing a line internally after which going back feels dishonest. You don't need another strategy. You don't need more motivation. You need a decision that invalidates the old version. Because until then, you will keep choosing this life again and again while telling yourself change is coming. You are not stuck. You are aligned. And alignment can be broken the moment you stop feeding the identity that created this reality. No one is coming to save you. No moment will feel perfect. No signal will appear. There is only a line you either cross or keep standing in front of. Choose once or keep choosing forever. The reality you experience tomorrow will answer exactly what you decided today.